Today we're going to start the consumer testing lab. So in the introduction it says new, improved, brand X performs better than brand Y. These are claims advertising uses to push their product ahead of another product. Is one product better than another? When a formula is changed, is it better, more improved? How can we find out? The scientific method is a process used to test and evaluate. In today's lab, we are going to use the scientific method to determine which brand of paper towel is the most absorbent. So our problem is how much water will be soaked up with one piece of paper towel. The three brands we're using today is the basic dollar store brand, which is very thin. It's got some dots, some texture. The Bounty brand, which is thicker. It's got a little more texture to it. And then the third brand is Kirkland. It doesn't have as much texture as the others. It doesn't have dots on it, but so those are our three brands. Okay, I measured a 6 centimeter by 6 centimeter piece of paper towel, and that's what we're going to be using. Okay, so here's the brands. All right, so those are our three spots. You need to write a hypothesis and answer with a then and because. So if one piece of paper towel is used, then choose either A, B, or C. Which brand do you feel will absorb the most? Because, and tell me why. All right? Is it because it's thicker, it's thinner, it's got design, whatever it could be. So here's my pan. I'm going to use my tongs and place A in the pan first. I have a graduated cylinder with 10 milliliters of water, and then I have my timer here. Let me turn my timer on. So what I'm going to do is change it to 60 seconds. I'm going to pour the water on, start my timer, and see how much water gets absorbed. When I'm done, I will take it out of the pan, pour the water back into my graduated cylinder, and whatever is left over did not get absorbed, I'm going to subtract that from the 10 milliliters we are starting with. Okay, so for the water, it's just kind of sitting on top. It's not really doing much. "20 seconds. Okay, that's done. So now I'm going to pick it up, have it all drip off as much as possible, and then place it in the sink. Here's my graduated cylinder. Pour the water. I have a little funnel on top of the graduated cylinder, so it's easier to deal with. Get as much out as possible. And I noticed that there's about 7.4 milliliters left, which tells me if I subtract that from 10, 2.6 milliliters was absorbed. Okay, so now I'm going to take a piece of paper towel, dry out my pan because we don't want any extra water in there because that would skew the results for the other ones. So now I'm going to use my tongs, put in B, which was Bounty, take that 10 milliliters, pour that on top, and start my timer. See how this one does. Water looks like it's just right on top of it. I'm wondering how much will be absorbed. This is the hardest part of any lab, is waiting to see what the results will be. You do that a lot in science. 20 seconds left. Pick it up. Shake off the excess. Put that in the sink. Put my funnel on top. Okay, and this time we have 6.6, so that means 3.4 milliliters were absorbed. Take my paper towel. Okay. Put my next one in. Remember, we always use tongs to deal with things. I'm going to take my 10 milliliters, pour that on top. Start. So while you're waiting, you can go through, make sure you answered your hypothesis before you started the lab. Okay. We'll go through these questions in another video so that we can have each one separate. "20 seconds left. Pull that out. Shake off the extra. All right, and there we have 7.4 left, so that's again 2.6 milliliters left. All right, so out of our data table, it looks like Bounty was the best at absorbing, and so that's where we will stop for this. I'll make a second video showing you the questions.